Morning, good morning, good morning. It is a wonderful, wonderful day. Oh, what do we got going on here? Hold on. All right. Good morning. So, I just spent the last. Hold on. All right. I'm back. So, I just spent the last 30 minutes fighting with my computer. I am so mad. So, my Mac just does not like to push 4K monitors. I just got to accept that fact. It's just not going to do it. I'm going to be buying a PC later this year. Yeah, that's all there is to it. So we need this guy. We need that guy. That guy. There we go. And this is set up. That's set up. This goes down here. And last but not least, there we go. So, welcome. My name is Dark Algo. I am glad to be here this morning. Thanks for joining me on another morning watch list building session. Yeah, you guys can tell I'm a little behind, so give me a second. It's frustrating because normally I just come over and click hit the mouse or hit the space bar, and things fire up like they're supposed to. But no, not today. I had to unplug everything, plug everything back in, fight with this, fight with that. It was not a good time for me. Okay, so we've got FlowTrade up, we've got Trading Ticks up, we've got Benzinga up, and TradingView, and then DocuSign. So last thing we need to get up is Thinkorswim, and we'll get into the news. So obviously I wanted to show you the futures. Futures are just ripping this morning. It's like, I think they bought the dip and they're not selling the rip. The only concern is that bonds are rallying as well. So very rarely do we see ES and ZB, which is TLT, ripping at the same time. So everything is up. That's not good. Something has to be down, right? You can't have gold up and crypto up, right? You can't have bonds up and the ES up, right? You can't have the yen up and the Dow, right? It's just the system isn't built that way, and when it happens, it has a tendency to cause confusion because investors don't know what to do with their money. Sorry, I've got a whole nother monitor set up over here. I've got I've got two monitors and a laptop, 5K monitor, 5K Mac, 4K monitor. It's just, yeah, it's a command center for real. All right, I'm almost done. We'll get into it. Get me your requests early so that we can get going on that. And then finally, I just need an audio check. Is the audio good? Can you guys hear me, or do I need to adjust some things a little bit? Let me know in the chat and we'll get into it. So this goes over here, and all right, sweet. I'll get this signed in. Morning, 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 Laz. Morning, Watchlist. Morning, Johnny, and morning, Terry. You all rock. I look forward to seeing you, like talking with you every morning. I'm like, I know this. I know they'll be there. They will be there. All right. As far as news is concerned, we've got a little bit to cover. I haven't had a chance to really filter it, but there was earnings from Sumo, Logic, MongoDB, and Coupa Software yesterday. Intel also came out with some news. There's a little bit of healthcare news. Silvergate Capital, which is Bitcoin related, is offering a secondary share. And let's see if I can get this. If I can get this to move up here, then we will be good. This is the last piece of the puzzle. The last piece of the puzzle goes here. And this goes up here. Right, and it goes over here. And then this guy goes all the way over here. Okay. All right, 1 second. Yeah, it's frustrating. Sorry. I apologize in advance for the slackiness. Just straight slacking this morning. And then we need to grab options chain, which I think is this one. Options chain goes there. Then we turn this back on. Okay, so we got options chain. We got chart layout. We got charts to see. I don't like this one. I gotta switch to the default. And voila, let's do it, shall we? Thanks for the patience. I feel like I'm really close to that for some reason. Thanks for your patience. I appreciate it. Let's get into the news, shall we? Let's do this. Stellantis and Foxconn sign a corporate pact to design and sell family purpose-built semiconductors for the automotive industry. What does that mean? Sell a family of purpose-built semiconductors. So Foxconn and STLA, which is not Tesla, but STLA. I can see how that can get confusing. Nice little move on the 4-hour. Yeah, so if these guys get above this daily or 4-hour cloud at 19, they're going to hit 1950. Above 1950, they hit 20. There's your penny stock move for the day. Sumo Logic reported earnings, 12-cent loss versus 14, so they actually reported better than expected losses. Is that the same chart? They reported better, so daily 195 minute, and then I'm missing a chart. I am missing a chart. All right. We got to figure it out. So Sumo Logic had earnings. They've been in a downtrend, right? They're currently, this was a $25 stock at one point. They reported better than expected losses. So Ready and Fire's giving us a downside signal with the market today. We might actually see a little bit of a rally with these guys up to about 1524. They did, let's see. Actually, these guys just might take a dump for the rest of the day. Might just lose it for the rest of the day. Don't let me forget to go back to that D-Dog chart. Yeah, so there are a lot of resistance overhead. I think there's just better plays. It's like D-Dog. Remember D-Dog, the play that we said. All right, little rally, a little pullback. My numbers were not that far off, to be honest with you. I was pretty dang close. All right, so now like the same thing with as earlier with Datadog. They have to get, come on, you sucker. They have to get up over this 163 or 167.50 level, which is a 4-hour mid. They break the 4-hour mid and backtest this daily. They can easily go up to the weekly bottom at 175 or the 4-hour top at 178. So Datadog with the move today and the way everything is going to be moving, I think Datadog might be a decent play. We definitely have some room. We're just hitting previous resistance. So that previous resistance was a previous supply zone, which became a demand zone. Now it's a supply zone. So there's still some shares there left to be picked up by people. I'm assuming 170, 175 target for Datadog for today. Okay, MongoDB shares were 16%, right? I don't know why we didn't play this. I knew this was going to happen. I just don't play earnings that way though, right? That's not how we play it. So they're up 16% from on earnings, 430 to 521. If they break this 195-minute cloud and get back up into this previous, looks like it was a pretty significant supply zone that runs 525 to 544. There's a decent move there, or they reject that cloud. I don't know if that happens because we got radium fire signal firing off, we got slingshot squeeze releasing, we had good positive earnings. All right, this is probably a new peg stock. MongoDB, not MongoDB, up through, yeah, this thing's gonna rip today. So we ripped through the 4-hour bottom, the monthly bottom, the daily bottom, the 4-hour top. We're hitting the daily mid and coming up to the weekly bottom. So there's definitely going to be a move from 525 to 544. If we reject 530, then we've got lots of support on the way down. All right, we have the 4-hour top, monthly bottom, daily bottom. Those are massive areas of support. They have about a $40 ATR. Options chain on MDB is pretty decent if I can remember correctly. I think let's look at next week's. Oh, look at so the 31st has got the lowest IV, about an $85 move factored in. If you want to go way out here, there's not a lot of open interest. Not a lot of open interest. So if we can find some decent open interest here. 550. That's going to be tough. So MDB is 530, 535 vertical, right? You can get that for a steal. You can get it for about $1.50. You could also do the 550, 560 for about $1.50. I think we get a lot of movement off of that, right? They're factoring in an $80 move, so MDB looks pretty decent if you want to play a larger cap, okay? But look at that. All the way down to 3 ATR, good earnings, radiant fire signal firing off, another slingshot squeeze getting ready to release, right? Green 10x bars across the board, 3-day and 4-day mid compression squeeze. This thing is going to rip today. If you can afford it, I'd definitely look into it. Okay. Coupa, which was another one we were looking at. Coop shares fell 6% off of earnings. Let's see, why do they fall? So they beat on earnings, right? Revenue. So beat on revenue, and so they beat on revenue, but they're saying that their Q4 EPS is going to be positive versus a loss. No reason why they're falling other than maybe people took some profit. This is another one that's in a massive area of support. This monthly bottom is very rarely hit, and when it does get hit, it likes to hold up, right? Look how long it took for the weekly, for it to break the weekly. Once it cracked the weekly, now we're into the monthly bottom. Monthly bottoms are a pretty big deal. However, earnings, never know what's going on. They got a $15 ATR. Do they rally to the weekly bottom at 180 before they sell off? Do they get above 170? There may be a short little move there. And you can also look at it to the downside. I personally am going to go find something better to play today. That's all there's to it. Let me get the right stinking chart here. MDB. This is Coop. Coopity Coop, Coop, Coop. Downtrend. Let's move on. Intel. Intel said it would be taking. All right, I'll check out that Sony news in a second. Yeah, Johnny, Intel, right? Intel said it'll be taking public its Mobileye self-driving car unit. The IPO of Mobileye in the U.S. is planned for the middle of next year. The move, first reported by the Journal, could value Mobileye at about $50 billion. That's a huge move. So they went from 50 to 55. Let's check out Intel. Yeah, this is just a rally. So This weekly top is going to be resistance. Expect profit taking 1. Pullback possibly monthly mid to 54. So profit taking from 55 as far as low down as 52.50. This is your level of support here. This guy right there. That is the daily top, weekly mid, 4-hour Keltner channel top. Right? Keltner channels provide support, resistance, and direction. Right? We use them. Oh, we use them pretty exclusively. And yeah, I feel like I'm missing a very important. Which chart am I missing? Which one am I missing? All right, levels. Let's look at some levels for Intel. All right, squeeze rise. We have a 4-day and a weekly that might fire off to the upside. Let's see, what are they trading at now? Oh, okay, all right, this is a good one to look at. So, sold off, rally, pullback, rally, hit the 200 or the 58 SMA. Got a slingshot squeeze getting ready to release. This is a daily chart, right? They're currently trading at 55, so they're trading way up here, right? They've got the 200 SMA at 56, so they clear 56, right? Which they smacked into. So they essentially, let me draw this up. They smacked into this level here, right? Fibonacci would tell us that one, they're gonna take a lot of profit. At least I would, if I owned it. Potential pullback to 53 for a longer move to the upside. The other option is a rip through the 200 SMA, hit 57.30, pullback, use that as support for a continued move to the upside. Intel, definitely going to be watching that sucker for today. All right, Laz, good job, dude. Thanks, appreciate that. All right, moving on. We've got some biotech news, but this is probably the only interesting one. Ionis collaborates with AstraZeneca to develop and commercialize one of their antisense medicines for the treatment of something. That's AZN. There we go. AstraZeneca, been in an uptrend, fell below the 200, trying to get back above it. This is a danger zone for me. It's a no-fly zone. Too much overhead resistance and too long of a downtrend. Okay, we are at point of control in VWAP. We've got the 50 above us. The 200's way up here. There's just a lot of resistance for me to be comfortable playing AstraZeneca. We do have a slingshot squeeze setting up. Ready and Fires getting ready to release. Slingshot squeeze. Trading it, 1.5 ATRs from the mean. Actually, yeah, 2 ATRs. So rally to the mean would only be like a $58, right? $58 to get through all of this overhead resistance. I think there's better plays. It's partnering with IONS, which I believe is a penny. Oh no, mid cap. This one looks way better, right? Bull flag forming on the 4-hour. It's above the 21. It's got rising exponential moving averages. Slingshot squeeze getting ready to release. The daily chart. Reversion to the mean or rally to the mean at 30. Looks pretty decent. Longer term cup and handle forming, right? 4-hour top, daily top, or daily bottom, 4-hour top. It's got resistance. I'd just stay away from this one. Moving on. Not seeing any AMGN from the other day. We talked about them, right? We talked about them here on the end of last week. So yesterday, rally, pullback, consolidation. They announced new data being presented that their drug data demonstrates superior overall survival in pediatric patients with relapsed acute lymphoblastic leukemia, which is pretty decent. The play with these guys, falling MACD, coming into daily cloud support. Maybe a move to 212, 213 for AMGN. I think that there's other plays out there that we can find today that are going to make a better move. GlaxoSmithKline said its COVID-19 antibody treatment developed with Ver biotechnology was effective against all mutations of the new Omicron variant. That's pretty big news, right? Let's look at this. Let's look at these guys a little closer. Okay, I see this. So, GSK, to repeat, said their COVID-19 antibody treatment developed with this company, Ver Biotechnology. You could probably play this guy too. Was effective against all mutations of COVID-19 Omicron. So this might be the play today. This looks pretty decent. Wonder what their ATR is. Okay, yeah, I feel it. So VIR has news about COVID antibody. If they can get above yesterday's high at 44.32, I think we see a move up to the 4-hour top, weekly bottom at 50. Let's just call it 51. Let's check out the options chain. Did I play this before? Guess not. I looked at it. No, I just want to remove this guy. So I've got some levels in there I'm trying not to get rid of, but it's being a pain in the butt. All right, there we go. Yeah, so that level, those levels seem to be holding pretty good. Is that? Yeah, there's the price line. All right, so VIR currently resting at, I mean, this is a pretty decent move here. Green 10x bars from the 15-minute to the 4-hour. 3-day weekly squeeze firing off. It did close below. It closed right at the 5,200. So depending on if money flows into this today, I think we can see a move back up towards the $50 level. Contrarian, if money flows into other things, then I think this may fade down to around 36 first. Below 36, it comes back down and tests 31. Right. This is the move. Ready and fire is pointing down. Now we can keep an eye on it. It's got to get above 44 for me to be a player in it. I don't want to be a player no more. All right, moving on. Silvergate, that SI, which is related to Bitcoin, currently trading at the daily bottom, below the 4-hour bottom. Got the weekly mid coming down here. They announced a 3 million share spot secondary price at 145. I mean, if it breaks, I mean, it could come back down to 145 pretty easily. $25 move per day. Look for the fade. If this holds, look for a move up. Contrarian, we rip. So if we get above 165, I think we test 185. We break 150, 154. I think we come back down and test 145. Right? So they announced the offering all the way down here at 145. Where's 145? Show me 145. Right, that's where they announced 3 million shares offering. So they just put more supply into the world. Slingshot squeeze getting ready to fire. Ready and fire signal firing off. The mid to high compression squeeze fired to the downside. That's what drove price down so far. We could look for a potential recovery back above above 150 or 165. Dang, that's a big move. So this stock moves $25 a day. Let's keep that on watch. So we're looking at Intel and SI so far, right? All right, I'm just keeping notes ones we want to get a little deeper dive onto. Marqeta, MQ, expanded its partnership with Klarna Payments and shopping services into 13 new European markets. This is a little mid cap that we could play. It moves about $3 a day, coming out of the daily top or the daily bottom. This is support, pretty decent level of support at the 4-hour mid, bull flag forming, has positive news, moves about $3 a day. I think we can see a move maybe to about 20, right? 2050 above. We get above 2070 and take out the previous high at 21, then we can get super woody, right? There's room for this thing to move. If this is a trend reversal, right? Inverse head and shoulders, right? Left shoulder, head, right shoulder, inverse head and shoulders, break the neckline. You know, we're right at that neckline. So Marqeta, depends on what the algos have to say. We might play that either commons or get some options on it. Okay. Big day yesterday in energy, industrials, and materials. American Airlines rallied. All travel sector stocks made a pretty decent move. Let me show you what that might look like. I'm missing like a 5-minute chart. Why don't I have a 5-minute chart up? Seriously, that's just worrisome. I've already got my basic chart up. Where's my zones? Let's use zones. Maybe? Alright, there we go. This one works well. Roku, the move. Marqeta, rally, right? Yeah. You guys see what I'm saying? Do you see what I see? I hope so. Marqeta above 19 gets woody. Remember, it only moves about $2 a day, so 19, 20, 21. Okay. Rejects the top of this Darvis level. We come back down and test 1850. Marqeta looks decent. For sizzle, let's play Marqeta today. All right, moving on. Like I said yesterday, like all travel stocks, Carnival Cruise Lines rallied, Royal Cruise Lines rallied, American Airlines rallied, Delta, right? Southwest, right? What I've noticed is when these rally, they pull back pretty quickly. American Airlines, for example, this looks like a pretty decent uptrend starting. It's respecting, right? It's not rallying. It's just melting its way up. American Airlines does have probably the, look at that. Do you see that? We have inverse head and shoulders. We've got cup and handle. There's that 6 o'clock bell, which means I'm behind. I'm so sorry. American Airlines next level, 1950-20. If we catch that, this is a good cheap play for everybody to play. All right, oil prices rebounded to $71 a barrel, and this Watt announced its 1 watt up power bridge transmitter has received regulatory approval in Asia for RF power-based transfer. Yeah, I'm not even touching that. American Airlines will retire its CEO beginning March of next year. Okay. Starbucks upgraded from neutral to buy. Starbucks will move off of that. It is, be aware, it's running into monthly top, daily top. This is pretty significant overhead resistance for Starbucks. Right? Where's my daily? Looking at S-Bucks on the daily. So, 5,200 death cross, right? We're getting a slingshot squeeze getting ready to happen. If we can rally above the 200 SMA on the daily, right, we get above 113, 114, right? Let me just mark this level so you guys can see what I'm talking about, right? Come on. That is Mini crickets. You guys can tell I'm a little behind, huh? All right. That's the... All right, that's the 200 SMA at 113.50. Above that, we start hitting previous demand zones, new supply zone, right? We go zone to zone on this. I don't like the 50 being crossed down. We do have a ready and fire signal. Getting ready to fire off. It would be a mid thrust buy signal. We've got mid, low compression, mid compression squeeze, slingshot squeeze getting ready to release. Starbucks is a favorite to trade. It is running into daily and monthly cloud, or daily top, monthly cloud. So above the daily top at 117, we slowly move up to about 120, possibly 125. I'm going to get, this is a, hey, something's broken, help fix it. Okay. Don't get me started. Pretty decent. Okay, let's look at Starbucks, possibly, see what the algo has to say on Starbucks. Gaming and Leisure Properties and the Cordish Companies announced a strategic partnership to acquire real estate assets. They're building more casinos. So GLPI. They're going to come out with some new casinos. I don't like stocks that trade like this. If you follow the strat, which I do not, but I know enough about it that this, right? Basically, that is a very bearish position. I don't know what they call it, but it's bearish. You can play the up and down side. They only move a buck a day. Let's just ignore them. Okay. Cons, not like prisoner cons, but cons had earnings. This is just too choppy. There's other things we can play today. All right, that's it for pretty much sector news. Chinese November trade balance smaller surplus at 71 billion versus 82. November exports at 22% year over year. Imports at 31%. German December economic statement beat. All right. Macro. Key events today. Got some virtual meetings. Citigroup, Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan, UBS Global Technology. So a lot of virtual conferences. The Goldman Sachs one I'm kind of interested in. So GS I think was ripping. Yeah, GS is in rip face mode. If Goldman Sachs can get up out of this 4-hour top, right? So Goldman Sachs above 395 eats to 410. So that's GS, pretty decent place sitting up there. I wouldn't be surprised if we got pretty decent move. Getting ready to fire off. All right, moving on. We have earnings today. Oh, ChargePoint. ChargePoint has earnings after the close. Looking like they're getting ready to set up for a move. Toll, which has been one of those home builders, they have earnings today after the close. They've been up for the last couple of days. Massive support here, like just massive. They're in trifecta mode, which means that all their Catlin channel support is below them. Very rarely do we see stocks like this, but when it happens, you can melt your way up. Does earnings affect them? Possibly. So I'll be interested in Toll going into next week. So we'll look at that after the bell. Stitch Fix, right? Remember from a couple weeks ago? Nice little cup and handle forming. This is at, imagine this is resistance here versus this is support. You can see the difference pretty easily. Okay. So ChargePoint, Toll, Dave and Buster's has earnings today. That should be an interesting one to watch as well. Do they rally off of this, or do they come back? They've been downtrending for the last couple weeks. Where's my daily? All right. As far as events calendars for today, we have ICSC weekly retail sales, International Trade for October, and Johnson and Redbook weekly sales. I don't really think any of those are big enough to affect the market. Now, as far as overall market conditions go, stocks jumped Monday following a sea of green for reopening related stocks in the cruise lines, travel, casino, energy, and leisure names among the top gainers. So our little IWM is probably making a nice little move, right? Ooh, thought they were small caps. Oh, they're heavily weighted in AMC. That's fine. All right. Anyway, basically off of data that the severity of the Omicron variant is less than that of the previous Delta variant, which means, oh, hey, we have a variant. Oh, let's get scared. Oh, but it's really not that bad. Maybe you get an extra sniffle or a little bit of a body ache. Take some ibuprofen. Okay. The same news that Sonic vaccine makers shares Myrna, Invax, and BNTX tumbled. Yep. I mean, they're like, oh, wait, it's not as bad as we thought it was. So this is a daily on mRNA. It did come down and test to 200, right? Every time it's hit this before, it's rallied. So potential move on Moderna. I like the $300 level. It's pretty decent, consistent, stable level for it. All right. Yields on the government debt rose with the benchmark 10-year yield briefly climbing back above 1.4 after sliding last week to its low level since late September, but still down roughly off of the high just 2 weeks ago. Gold prices eased on a firmer dollar and rising treasury yields, but losses were limited as inflation data were limited off the inflation data earlier. So stocks, so that GSK, who was GSK partnered with? VIR? Is that what it was? Yeah, let's watch this one. Everybody's going to be trading the GSK news. Asian markets, the Nikkei index surged. We like it when they surge. It surged. 500 points, up 2%. Shanghai up 5 points. Hang Seng. So Asian markets were up, German markets up, FTSE up. So the world markets are up. This is gold. It's bull flagging. Let's do this. Get a little bit better view. So this is the ES 15-minute chart moving into yesterday, right? Rally overnight. Expect a gap fade. We have to have a gap fade. So the gap fade is when I don't want bonds. Okay. So what happens with a gap fade is this. We rally pre-market, right? The opening bell hits. See if I can find a good gap fade. There we go. So we rally pre-market, and then we fade the first 15 minutes back down to where it gapped up from. So for the ES, my level is 46.42, right? 46.42 is the ES level. NQ, did I added it? All right. All right, come on. NQ, rally. So the NQ is a little bit tougher to find the move, but it's forming a nice little flag here. You guys, everybody can see this, right? Everybody knows how to trade this. Please tell me you do. If you don't, let me know. I'll teach you. Bull flag. Okay, we break. All right, we smash above. All right, we smash above there, and we get this kind of a move. We get a little bit of a rally. All right, we get a little bit of a rally. That's the move we want to see. Contrarian, right? There's always a downside. Contrarian move would be this. Screenshot that. All right, let's get into the plays. All right. I'm not offline. All right, requests coming in. Terry, you're the first one with a request, so you get your first one. I'm telling you, if you show up early, right, and you become the teacher's pet, you get your plays looked at first. What else you got, Terry? Anything? You just want to look at Tesla? Okay. There was some news about Sony. Let's see what's going on with it. Holy shit. That's only a $3 move. What stopped it, though? There's something up here that stopped it. Previous high. Ooh, no, it's smacked in the top of the 4-hour Kelt. And ripping out of the weekly. Is that the top? Might be. As far as Sony is concerned, here's the play. We rally back test, and that's the move on Sony. Above 123.20, excuse me, 123, above 123.64, Sony moved to 125.35. 123.64 to 125 on Sony. Okay. All right, what do we got here? Hey, what's up, Johnny? You want to look at Win and Intel? I think those are pretty decent ones to start off with. Do you think somebody knew that move on? Oh, I was about to say, do you think somebody knew that move on Sony? Is that the right ticker for Sony? Listen, Laz is like, there's been some days Laz has had to do some push-ups for showing up late. I promise you. All right, let's check it. The Tesseract. So we've got a base of regular and dark pool levels. We're at the $1,000, just right here at the $1,000 level. I believe that we're starting to form a little inverse head and shoulders, like a recovery play. I believe Elon is done selling his shares. I would have to look at insider ownership or insider sales. If you guys ever want to learn how to do that, you go to FinViz, right? FinViz will show it. Type insider selling. Elon sold. See this right here? So Elon sold another 1.5 million shares total for a value of 684 million. Okay. Okay. So I think if he may be done, like he sold a bunch of shares yesterday or on the 2nd. I haven't seen anything come through this week, so maybe he's done. As far as Tesla's concerned, I do like this little move that it's forming here. Right, pretty decent support, weekly cloud support. See how it dipped down and touched this 4-hour bottom? So rally, 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 rally. I think Tesla hits 1100 today. It's got resistance at 1120. I think it's contrarian. If it breaks, if it pulls back to 1020, if this level doesn't hold, I think we come back down and test sub 1000. But this is a pretty bullish move, right? It's a pretty standard 1, 2, 3. right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All Tesla needs is a little bit of momentum. Okay. All right. Moving on. Sony. So the algo has been steady buying, higher lows and higher highs. It's trading with price action now. We missed the Wu-Tang reversal. In the last 9 days, we don't really have any blocks. I don't have the time to go through and like really change colors on things. But we've got uptrending, wedge breakout, algorithm is buying. So Sony, if you want to play it, like I said, above 123, we move on up. When so the algo is just trading with price action on this. It's the algo currently came down to support levels. We've got regular and dark. We've got some regular block trades that are providing that support. So these block trades came in at this level here. So all right, we had a block trade that printed there, and we had a block trade that printed here. Right. So 78.12 and 82.9 or 82.29. The algorithmic rhythm is, I mean, it's uptrending, right? You can see that. Nice little channel up. It pulled back to previous support. If the algo bounces at this level here, it may be enough to continue to pull price action up with it. There is a gap in price action that needs to be filled to there. Hopefully that all makes sense. I don't. It takes me a long time to change colors, so hopefully you can get what you need out of that. Okay, Intel, while the news was positive, and I think it's going to rally overall, smart money is has been selling off. Right, smart money's been right. The algo has been down. Price action's been chopping. As far as levels are concerned, I would say 50 is your base for dark pool support. Right, we got a $50 prison right there from 50.79 to 51.09. That's your support. If and when it cracks, we've got a white line downside target coming right here at 50.08, right? Right there. As you can see, and then we've got one way down here at 48.57. So with Intel, like this is purely a momentum play, right? That was the breakout. The move was yesterday. There may be a continuation move. It may turn the algo around. We'll check out Intel middle of the day. Okay. All right. Who else did I not get? You wanted to check in on BMY. You wanted to see what happened with that. Thanks for reminding me. All right. Plug power. Who brought up plug? Hey, watchlist. I've liked this play. I think I might actually try to get back into it today. Got a massive level of interest coming back into it at the end of last week. So we do have positive bullish divergence. We've got right positive bullish divergence. Price action is pretty decent little wedge here on price action. Right, that runs from back here. Right, we've got room for between our levels. So if we use this, oh, come on, show it. So that we have a regular block at 34.05 that printed at the end of yesterday. We also have a regular block at 33.45 that printed at the end of yesterday. So we pull back to these levels, eat up these shares, and then move back up to previous lows. Very, very possible. We've got Dart Pool Magnet up here at 41.62. Right, that came in here. We have another one, this level here. We've got that white line that's sucking price action up to it. It came in on the 29th right there. So there's our upside target. As far as support goes, all right, you guys can see those little levels. I like drawing the levels at what time they printed. I think it provides a little better picture, right? So the bell opened. We had a regular block level coming at 32.48. That lifted price action up. It rallied all day. And then at the end of the day, we had some blocks come in to take profit. So as far as plug is concerned on the daily, or as plug for today goes, I see a cup and handle forming. I see a move to the 4-hour mid right off of this daily bottom. This is support. If this daily bottom support holds, I think we move back up to previous highs at 37. Above 37, we hit 38. So I would target the $38 move today on plug. Okay. Overstock, price action is just trading with the algorithm. A little bit of bearish divergence. Nothing significant on overstock. I think there's better plays out there. Potential inverse head and shoulders forming. If you wanted to look at it, I would use some other forms of technical analysis like support and resistance. We got a zone right there. We break that zone. I think that we come up and test this previous high, right? But this support level has to come on. This support level has to hold all the way down here, right? A little double bottom. The Algo is kind of trading with it, so I think there's better plays out there. BMY, it's a little too early to tell. It did gap up, right, and pulled back. So if this trend line breaks, I think we see a pretty decent move to the downside on BMY. Now that that news is over, right, now that the hype is gone, what does the stock do, right? It legit ran and smacked right into a previous high. It does have an opportunity to wedge breakout, but the Algo itself is pointed down, right? You guys can see this. The Algo is pointing down, and we're coming off of some pretty significant resistance at a previous low. We rallied, smacked that level, pulled back to gap fill. Now we really have to decide what we're going to do on BMY. So I don't know if the Sony bus is leaving us, but this is a pretty decent move. We're up at the 15-minute Keltner channel cloud. Could be pretty interesting. We came down, we bounced off of the 200 SMA, right? That 200 is super important. That's why I keep pushing it. Like, everybody pay attention to the 200 SMA. It's a thing. I mean, this is extremely strong, but we're coming into that resistance. So we'll keep an eye on BMY for this week so that we can learn how and when the divergence actually starts to play out. So that divergence is played out. This divergence here is actually played out, right? And now we're trading with price, but I haven't seen anything that indicates that we get a big move or not. All right, moving on. Costco. So technically, Costco's got some pretty decent candlestick patterns, right? We have dark pool levels. We have a dark pool level that came in here, right? We also have a dark pool level that came in here, right? And we also have a dark pool level on the second. Oh, sorry, that's the third. And then we have one on the second. Okay, so do you see what's happening? Hopefully me drawing it out this way helps you visualize things a little bit better. What we have is we've got a stair-stepping stock, right? Sorry, I should have get rid of that one. Can't get rid of it. So up channel, trading with price action. The Algo has made a higher low and a higher low, and it failed to make a higher high. So Does it reject this block level and start pulling price down, or do we get super woody and continue to move upwards? It looks like prices rally, pullback, dark pull support, rally, pullback, dark pull support, rally, pullback, dark pull support. So every time a dark pull has came in at the close, it gapped up on Costco. So let's see what's going on with Costco this morning. All right, I think Costco definitely has room to move up to this daily 4-hour top at 544, excuse me, 543, 550, 545. Oh, geez, I can't talk. So 543 to 555 is, I think, the move up. Moves about 15 bucks a day. It's currently trading at 536, so 46. It may move up to this 550 level. So as far as Costco is concerned, we may get a move up to here, right? Which would form a nice little cup and handle before we make. And Costco's bullish. The algo, however, it's just trading with price action right now. Okay, so moving on. What else do we got? Overstock, sorry, Intel. So the ones that I want to look at are these ones here. I want to look at Plug looks decent. I want to keep that on watch. Intel, SI, MQ, Marquetta. Remember Marquetta had some news, right? Starbucks. We already went over Intel. And then Toll. All right, I'll be right back. 1 second. All right, sorry about that. I forgot to wake people up. They're gonna be late, and it's my fault. Oopsie. You have an alarm. Wake up. So, Starbucks. All right, the algo is pretty strong on Starbucks. It is trading with price action. We've got some definite dark pull support and resistance levels to speak of. Currently, all right, we have a dark pull that printed at the end of the day yesterday at 113.36. Right. We've also got some regular block trades that are providing support and resistance. All right, this one there. So this one came in at the bell. Right, so yesterday at the bell, a regular block trade level came in at 112.10. So we'd gapped up above it. So these orders are still sitting there, right? And then those double blocks came in at the close on the 2nd. So Starbucks has got support on its way up. A little Wu-Tang pattern move on Starbucks. Right, bull flag forming. It's up at resistance right now. So Starbucks moves, what, $3 a day. It's running into the daily top, monthly cloud, right? So this is pretty significant overhead resistance, right? If we can get through, the safe moves at 117 to 121, right? That's the easy move. And this bull flag breaks. Let's see what else we got going on here. Low, mid, high compression squeezes have all released on the 195-minute squeeze. That's pretty bullish, right? We take out some previous highs, Starbucks can move. So we get, like I said, the above 117, right? That 117 to 120 move is what we're looking for. So we want to play this move here. Okay. Starbucks. Love it. Let's look at the algo flow on Starbucks. While that loads up. Seriously? That's weird. Huh. Well, they don't have Starbucks showing. Morning news. What happened on Sony? Did it take a dump or did you have a put? You must have had a put. Seriously? Huh. I'm not seeing it. I believe you. I'm not, I definitely believe you. But, okay. That's just crazy. Yeah, well, let's follow up on that. That's interesting. Toll, does Toll have earnings today? So this stock has earnings. The Algo's trading with price action. I'll come back and look at this tomorrow and into next week. This is a home builder. I'm bullish on the home builders this week. Silvergate Capital. You think somebody knew something? Right? Where's it at? Yeah. So SI. You think somebody knew what was going on yesterday? This is why I love playing the algo, right? So the algo was downtrending up until yesterday, where we got a massive rally up. SI Capital came out today with a 3 million share spot secondary pricing at 145, right? So they put in a bunch of orders there that should yank price action up with it, right? A little bit of a rally breakout after a dip, right? This is what I'm saying. They get in early. Okay, moving on. Marquetta. Look at that nice bullish divergence on Marquetta. We've got a couple white line levels. These are going to be important. I'm going to mark those up first. And then with white line levels, I just put the line all the way across the screen because I believe stock will come back and test that level again. Is that the right stock? Doesn't seem right. No, it is. Marquetta up out of the daily cloud, 4-hour mid, testing the 4-hour top. There's your small cap stock for the day, right? Bullish divergence. So we've got some support and resistance levels that are definitely going to come into play here. We got rally to wedge breakout. Got a regular block trade that came in on the first right here at 20. And then we've got some support down here. So do we take out these previous highs? I think that I'm going to do is right, see how this level, it printed on the first, However, that $20 level has been support for a longer time. I think I'm going to mix that up a little bit. Okay, moving on. What do we want to look at? So looking at Starbucks, GS, ChargePoint has earnings. Oh, VIR. Thanks, bud. Thanks for reminding me about VIR. So Algo's trading with price action on VIR. I don't know if the news is going to be enough to keep it from gap filling down, right? It's got this massive gap right there. I might wait on VIR. However, Goldman Sachs, Wu-Tang pattern reversal. Hold on one second. All right. Elf on the Shelf came last night. On Sneaky Snook. It's doing some stuff. So ChargePoint has their earnings. Goldman Sachs. What's they doing on Goldman Sachs? Let's marking it up. All right. So GS. Right. It's moving up. However, the Algo. Don't know how I feel about this. So it really depends on what the Algo does at this level. If it rallies up, then I think it can continue to pull price action up with it. We've got there's that Woo. So the Woo launched yesterday right off a dark pool level that came in on the 30th. Right. So do we use these regular blocks as support? 394 target. That 394 print came in here. So the 29th, we had a 394 block trade level come in. What happened? Price action rallied up and touched it yesterday. So on November 29th, there was a regular block trade level that came in at 394. This is the 29th here. Okay. At that time, the Algo was rallying up. So somebody came in and said, hey, I've got a bunch of shares that I want to sell at 394. Okay. As price action was falling, right, they held through it for a couple days. Algorithms were buying, right? There's that sell order right there. As soon as price hit it yesterday, it reversed. So block trades are important, ladies and gentlemen. We will start getting a little bit deeper into those. Okay. I have to really start manipulating, or not manipulating, I have to start managing the stream a little bit better, because I noticed that we are talking stocks at a high level, right? I don't think any beginners are going to be like, what do I do? What is all the, what algorithms? That's scary, right? Algo is a scary word. So I'm really looking at revamping in 2022, becoming more user friendly. If we can grow the group, like, where's Chris? Is Chris here today? Chris is not here. Bummer. Chris came to the group. Chris started bringing in, banger plays. I think everybody made a little bit of money off of what he brought to the table. So I appreciate every single one of you showing up every single day. I'm reaching out to y'all for some suggestions on how we can improve the stream, making it a little bit more easily digestible and maybe even a little bit quicker. I know that we spent a lot of time on the news. And I think the news is important. I think earnings are important, especially for things like, let's not get into ChargePoint today because they have earnings, right? ChargePoint looks very bearish. They have earnings. I think they have pretty decent earnings coming out, so I think we might get a move to the upside. MQ, Marquetta. We would have never even found that stock without the news. I think that's a small cap play that we can play today. I might buy commons on that. I was trading at 25 2 weeks ago, trading at 17. I can take $7 per share. Okay, I gotta run. Yes, the Discord. I got you. I got you. Let me get Discord fired up right now. Let me get Discord fired up. Okay, I'm going to preface the Discord with this. I am slowly working on getting it built, right? There is a few people in there. We're going to work on moderation. We're going to work on a bunch of other things. Dark pool charts is going to be active in there as well. However, we're not going to post a bunch of FlowTrade charts. The longer term goal is to build a little community that's self-sufficient so that he and I can focus on some other things. If you are a member of FlowTrade and you want to post charts in there, you're more than welcome to. I can't. Long story, but we're basically partnered with them, and so I would, as an owner, I need to pull them into the main FlowTrade chat. But I realized that I've got a little community built here from back in the EchoFin days, and I just want to make sure that, everybody has what they need. I really like making sure that everybody gets what they want. Why is that? Okay, so here is... There's the invite link for that, and I think that's it. Coop, Morgan Stanley came out overweight on Coop, lowers her price target. I'm not really seeing anything that's consistent. NCLH, I sold out of this way too early. But I was super busy and I didn't want to manage it. Norwegian Cruise Lines, I'm bullish on this. They're about to trifecta, which means they're coming out of the weekly, daily, 4-hour tops, right? I'm bullish. Norwegian Cruise Lines to 25. Take a profit at 23. Gotta run. Thanks for joining me. This is the Algo on NCLH. Right? So I was already in this position, right? Trading with price action, right? All the divergences played out. If you see what I see right now, I think we get a quick pop to gap fill, right? So this is an interesting one. We've got a couple things going on here. One, we have... Right, I played, what did I play? You're dang right, I played the Wu-Tang reversal. Right? That's the play I made. I'm a little sketched out about this. Here. Right? So this is already over, and when I say, oh, we've got the bat ears, right? If you would have bought in here, and I'm like, hey, there's bat ears, you would have been like, what do you mean, dude? I mean, this is what happens when those bat ears come up. It's a bearish, very bearish, very bearish, very bearish signal. Okay. So NCLH or NCLH, it's got, if it makes its move, it's going to be making the I need to fill the gap move. I need to fill my gap. It needs to fill the gap from here to here. So NCLH. All right, I really do got to run. Thanks for joining me once again. My name is Dark Pool Algo. I'm here every morning, Monday through Friday, 7:30 Eastern Standard Time. And I am looking for a YouTube production specialist because I'm going to change up some of the streams. I'm also going to start doing a video daily. I need to do an educational topic, and I also need to do technical analysis topic, right? I did, like, the word algorithm, I realize scares a bunch of people because they're like, oh, I need to know how to do math to do this. No. So we're going to work on big things in 2022. Thanks for joining me. Have a great day. See you in the Discord. If you have questions, I check in every once in a while. I'm not in there calling plays out yet. We're just structuring it up. So if you want to get in and, you know, be part of something that we're building, you're more than welcome to. Again, it's gonna be a good day. Laz, do you need me to change the settings in Discord to allow you to change your profile name?